From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Dignitaries gathered in front of Polytechnique Montreal's main campus to pay tribute to the 14 women killed in an anti-feminist attack 35 years ago. 13 others were injured in the shooting by a gunman who had ranted about feminists ruining his life. Polytechnique Montreal President Maud Cohen says there's a duty to remember.
And we need to make sure we learn from this. And this is why every year we try to make sure that our university is really a place where diversity, women can feel welcome and they feel like they can blossom within the profession and within the path that they have chosen.
The anniversary is being marked with vigils and other events in Montreal and across the country. Women's advocates say governments need to create housing for people escaping gender-based violence. A study by Women's Shelters Canada says the housing crisis is preventing many people from finding safe, affordable housing to leave their abusers. Manitoba conservation officers may soon help patrol the border with the United States. Premier Wab Kinew says he wants to have the conservation officers act as extra eyes and ears at the border, and partly to address concerns in the U.S. amid threats of tariffs.
There are further steps that we need to take to ensure that those jobs that you work in, that are reliant on U.S. trade, that our economic sovereignty and security is safeguarded for the next generation. So we're moving in that direction.
U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has threatened to impose hefty tariffs on Canadian goods unless border security is improved. The country's last Arctic ambassador says he's pleased to see Canada's bringing back the role. It's a key part of Canada's new Arctic foreign policy. Global Affairs Canada says the North American Arctic is no longer free from tension since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The Quebec government plans to act on a series of reports of Muslim religious practices appearing in some public schools, like students praying in classrooms and hallways. The Quebec government says it will table legislation to strengthen secularism in schools. Automaker Stellantis is recalling about 22,000 Ram heavy-duty pickup trucks in Canada. A faulty part could cause certain braking and tracking systems to fail. The trucks in question are from the 2017-2018 model years. Affected customers will be notified when it's time to bring their trucks in for free repairs. It is the beginning of the end of the Eras Tour for Taylor Swift tonight in Vancouver.
I don't wanna touch you, I don't wanna be just another ex-love you don't wanna see.
Swift is in the city for the first of 3 shows this weekend, wrapping up a world tour. And security will be tight with barricades surrounding BC Place. Vancouver police say they expect more than 250,000 people in the city's stadium district this weekend for Swift, Canucks games, and Cirque du Soleil. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, 2 Canadian NHL teams are in action tonight as the league presents a 6-game schedule. The Toronto Maple Leafs are at home to the Washington Capitals, and the Vancouver Canucks will entertain the Columbus Blue Jackets. There's also one PWHL game on tap this evening. Montreal visits Ottawa. Rangers captain Jacob Trouba is leaving the Big Apple for California. New York sending the veteran defenseman to the Anaheim Ducks. In return, the Rangers get blue liner Erho Vikanainen and a 4th-round draft pick. The NBA will return to China next season. The league struck a deal to play 2 preseason games in that country. 7 games are on tonight's NBA schedule, but the Toronto Raptors have the night off. Hall of Fame wide receiver Randy Moss is stepping away from his ESPN analyst role for an extended time to focus on a personal health challenge. He didn't say what the illness was, but he has urged men to get checkups and blood work done. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.